Hey guys, Colin Stucker here, founder and CEO, Wild Foods Co. I'm going to take you through today, a day in my life of 2 meals a day plus intermittent fasting plus a workout. So brief explanation of the day. Let's do a brief outline. So I woke up, I'm out here doing my morning routine. I usually record after that. Then I have my Drink Your Fat Elixir, okay, which is a coffee with grass-fed butter, MCT oil. I got some like ashwagandha in there, some maca, some other super powder herbs, which you can get all your ingredients at wildfoods.co. Use code WILDCEO for 12% off. And I use that to skip breakfast, okay? I'm not eating any whole food, and so I get all those fatty acids in there, so it helps me have fuel for the day while also getting a lot of the benefits of intermittent fasting. And there's a lot of debate on like what breaks your fast, what doesn't. For me, this is kind of a fat fast, and I see tremendous value in it. I wouldn't get worried and hung up on all that kind of stuff. Most people, they get worried up on all the different things of like whether it's gonna knock you out of ketosis, whether it's gonna actually break a fast, blah, blah, blah. What I found is that you guys are kind of missing the point. You need to make sure that the 80-20 in your diet is eating real food, not eating out, not snacking, not doing these things, and just kind of timing what you're eating, right? Those two together will get you to 99% of your results. Now, you don't need to be worrying about whether you break a fast or whatever. Like if you're sticking with whole food and you have a really solid habit and you're kind of spacing your meals out, you're gonna be good to go, okay? So the number one thing with this is you're not gonna be fasting, you're gonna regulate hormones, you're gonna reduce appetite, and if you want to lose fat or maintain weight or whatever, it's gonna help you with that. Like a lot of guys might think that fasting is gonna cut into their muscle, into their gains. Not true at all, guys, not true at all. So the body is designed to go long periods of time without food. It can actually increase hormone production and make you more insulin sensitive so that when you do eat, you have more calories shuttling into growth, okay? So you can look at the research on that. There's tons of studies out there. There's tons of people that have written about it. Like you can usually probably go about 18 to 24 hours and it not actually have to worry about any protein issues and muscle issues, but there are ways to mitigate it, and you should still do long fasts sometimes. So again, that's just like a topic for another day. Do your own research, but again, your 80-20 guys, your 80-20 is gonna be from controlling your eating routine, controlling your calories, and eating whole real food. And so today, 2 meals plus a workout, plus fasting in the morning, plus a Drink Your Fat, and then we'll see how the rest of the day goes. So a brief explanation of why you want to do these things, okay? So for me, simplicity. I don't have to wake up and make food in the morning, okay? I used to make food and I used to eat breakfast because everyone said that was the most important meal of the day, and I felt sluggish 2 to 3 hours later. 2 to 3 hours after I wake up, that's my prime time of the day. I cannot afford to be sluggish. That's when I got to get shit done, okay? So when I was turned on to intermittent fasting, it was actually through leangains.com, which I highly recommend. I think the articles are still up. You can read all the different things. Martin, is got some good articles up there. And so 16-8 protocol is what he recommends. It's what I started following. When I started following a 16-8 protocol, where you basically fast every day for a 16-hour window, and then your eating window is compressed to 8 hours, it literally changed my life. Literally changed my life. Not only did it make my eating extremely easy and simple, right? I had to grocery shop less. I didn't have to cook as much. I didn't have to clean dishes and do these things as much, right? I could reduce my calorie intake if I wanted to, but you can also increase it. And that's another misconception on fasting. People think it's about calorie restriction. It's not. It's about calorie timing. You could eat 5,000 calories in 8 hours, right? Or you could eat 5,000 calories spread over a whole day, right? Same thing where there's 2,000 calories, 1,500, whatever, right? But when you have the period where you push the food out to a small window, you get all the benefits of fasting, which help you burn fat, lose weight, control your hunger, control your appetite, and do all these amazing things that fasting is becoming more and more known for, because it literally is like, it's like a human fountain of youth. It's a human fat loss pill. Like it's just a miracle how awesome it is. And so for me, simplicity, also hormone regulation, controlling my appetite, reducing cravings, so I'm not snacking, so I'm not craving sugar, things like that. These are all the benefits of fasting. And I typically like to calorie restrict and do things like on a semi-regular basis. Some days I'll eat more calories, more foods, maybe a little bit higher carb, and then other days I'll do a lot less. And then I really want to start getting down to doing a full fast every day a week, once a week. And then I also do things like protein fasts where I have just like big bowl of veggies and no protein. That's useful at times. And so what you'll find is that the human body is a machine that responds to variability, and that's why fasting is good, because in nature, our ancestors, they did not have grocery stores, routines, housing, jobs, whatever. They kind of woke up and whatever was available, that's what they did. That's what they ate, etc. And so there would be times where food wasn't available, food wasn't around, or maybe their hunts were not successful. In fact, the average successful hunt they've studied in some modern day hunter-gatherers is less than 10%, meaning if they went out 10 days in a row, they would have a kill one time, right? And so you'd gorge on all that protein and all that fat and all that animal, and then you would literally go a long period of time before you would have it again, right? And then you'd probably eat berries and twigs and leaves in the intermediate time. right? Think about how that mimics fasting, or think about how fasting mimics that, right? Because that's why fasting is good for us, because the human body evolved to do that. Human body evolved hundreds of thousands of years in nature in a world where there weren't grocery stores, right? Where there wasn't Amazon Prime or Instacart or any of these things. So we had to go out, we had to expend energies, we had to get food, we had to eat it, and we had to hopefully store as many calories as possible, because that would keep us lasting longer. Calories in the wild are survival. Today, calories are ubiquitous, they're everywhere. So when we have too many calories, we have things like metabolic syndrome, we have things like insulin resistance, we have things that like precursors to diabetes, we get heart disease, we get inflammation, all these things, right? So you can really, really understand why fasting is beneficial for the human organism when you think about how it would be living as a hunter-gatherer. And so the wild mission, the wild philosophy, it's all based on mimicking how our ancestors would have lived, because that is what expresses optimal gene expression in the human animal. Because humans are animals. We are mammals. Same animal category as bats. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise. We evolved consciousness, but we are still animals. We have a natural diet, a natural habitat. We have to procreate. We have to sleep. We have to do all these things, okay? And when we don't, we get fat, sick, and we die, okay? So fasting is the miracle to help you control what you're eating, to build better habits on top of. That's what I love about fasting, is because when it controls your appetite and it controls your hormones, you're not craving all the junk food. Right? You can get back to a clean eating, cooking at home, eating raw, real ingredients. You can actually learn to crave vegetables. Like, I love it when I take a big pan of greens and put it in a pan, and I salt, a little bit of MCT oil, maybe a little bit of butter, and then I just heat it down and then I eat that. It's amazing, right? Amazing. Okay? So let's see how it goes for the rest of the day, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, I just got home from the gym. It is now 8:30. I woke up about 11 a.m. Had my butter coffee about 11:30, had some apple cider vinegar water, and didn't eat food, haven't eaten all day. Worked, drove around, ran a couple errands, then hit the gym about 5:30, 2 hours of racquetball plus lifting weights, and now I'm getting home at 8:30, and I'm going to eat my first meal in probably about 30 minutes after I take a shower. All right, so when we come back, it will be my first meal of the day at 8:30 p.m. I've now fasted since I woke up, and then with last night I ate probably 10. I'm probably at like a 20-hour fast right now, and so of course I had the butter coffee in the morning, so it's a fat fast, right? But about 20 hours so far, feeling great, not even really hungry. In fact, because I just work out, I don't usually have an appetite. I don't even really, I just don't feel hungry, you know. And so usually I eat it like out of habit. This would be a good time if you're not hungry to do something like a protein shake or something, you know, get some protein collagen in there for recovery. But I also like to fast post-workout. I think that's hugely beneficial. Mark Sisson talks about that a lot as well, okay? So when we come back, it'll be a meal. Okay, it's 8:30, first meal of the day. So it looks like we got some roasted zucchini, cauliflower, Brussels, and then this is a Romesco baked cod, and this was made earlier by our paleo chef that comes, and that's gonna be my first meal. I'll probably add some fat to this, maybe have like some almond butter for dessert, and that'll be the first meal of the day. I just finished meal number 1, and it wasn't really enough food. Allison had some as well, okay? So we had some fish, we had some veggies, all salt, some butter, olive oil, all natural real ingredients. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a dessert that is going to be a keto-friendly dessert. So this stuff, this brand, Foxhill Kitchens, this stuff is amazing, okay? They're at Paleo Effects every year, and so I've actually met the founders before, but it wasn't until this year that Logan, my buddy Logan Sneed, got a sample pack of these, and he gave me a bag, and I mean, it just blows my mind. This thing right here, this bagel, and they have croutons, they have like these flat pieces of bread. This is one bagel, 145 calories, okay? 8 grams of fat, 2 grams poly, 5 mono unsaturated, 400 grams sodium. Total carb, okay, this is the thing, 10 grams of carbs, but 7 grams of fiber, meaning the net carb on this is 3 grams of carbs. And then 9 grams of protein. It's actually protein packed, right? And the ingredients are liquid egg white, water, coconut flour, almonds, psyllium husk powder, organic apple cider vinegar, starch-free aluminum baking soda, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, sea salt, yeast, and organic minced onion. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable, right? So check it out. That it is Foxhill Kitchens. Cool people, making a difference. Been doing this for a while. It ships frozen, and they're amazing. I can't harp on them enough. So what I'm gonna do is I got some organic. Is it organic? I guess it's not organic. Just creamy cashew butter. This is a local goat cheese. So I don't do dairy cheese anymore, cow's milk. I do goat or sheep's usually, right? Because the regular dairy milk cow's milk, I should say, is very inflammatory. It's either A1 or A2 casein that causes issues. And so goat and sheep's is always way better. So what I'm gonna, and then I got this nutritional yeast product, which Dr. Berg actually turned me on to this. Stuff is amazing. And it has kind of like a cheese umami flavor. And you can kind of just, these little flakes. Let's see if we can show you some. And you just kind of, so good. Better when it's on something. So I'm gonna butter this up with some pastured butter, which I have somewhere. Cashew butter, do a little bit of goat cheese, and I'm gonna sprinkle some of this on, and that's gonna be my dessert basically. And the total carbs is probably like, what do we got in here? We got 1 net carb in here, I'll probably do 2 tablespoons. It's like 4 grams of carbs net for the dessert. You don't have to refrigerate butter. That's a big misconception. So I like to keep it in a little butter urn on the counter, and it gets soft. Soft butter, spread, so much easier to work with. And this is a organic pastured, I think it's Organic Valley. You gotta get the grass-fed butter, that's key. So I like this warm, so I'm gonna pop it in the microwave for about 5 seconds. Nice and warm and buttered, and then let's get some spreading. Let's get all this fat on here. Let's do some of the goat cheese. Spread that out. Now, the goat cheese isn't necessary. Obviously, I just have it. It's delicious. Get out of here, fly. So again, I don't really track my macros. I'm more of a real food guy. I kind of eyeball the food, and I eat slow, and I eat till I'm hungry, or actually, I eat till I'm full, and I kind of listen to my appetite. And what's great is when you're fasting, and when you're doing like lower carb in general. I probably do something. I'm gonna get them. I do kind of like probably 50 grams of carbs a day, 50 to 75, depending. And so that's my style. Whereas someone like Logan is, 40 grams of carbs every day without fail. I think sometimes he even does less than that. And so I don't really obsess over being in ketosis or anything like that. But 2 meals a day, fasting, and then eating real food, fountain of youth. Okay, so I got the goat cheese. The presentation is, whatever. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some of this bad boys on. This stuff, I just can't. So, complete protein, complete amino acid profile, and it's got B vitamins. Awesome stuff. You gotta make sure you get the non-fortified kind. I bought another brand that says non-fortified because what they do when it's fortified, they put synthetic vitamins in it. And that is no bueno. And then we got a little bit of our pink salt for the finish. Get my face out of there so I can. All right, new SD card, we're back. So pink salt on everything. Check it out. Stop tracking my face. Track the pink salt. There we go. And guys, salt does not cause hypertension. They've already debunked that. Just like fat does not cause heart disease, and eating saturated fat does not create plaque in your arteries. Complete and utter nonsense. So when you have a really quality salt, like obviously you want to stay away from the table salt and the crap in the restaurant, but I'm getting butter all over the bag, these nice bags. When you're eating quality salt, especially when you're cooking at home, you can pretty much season as much as you want to the point of it being almost too salty, and you don't even have to worry about how much salt you're using. All right, so let's check it out. A few grams of carbs. Come on, focus. The food, see the food. Can you see it? And again, first meal of the day. Let's see, what time is it? I don't know what time it is. I think it's about 9:30. And so I got home after the gym around 8, worked for a little bit, then we heated up some food, and then we ate. And then this, another 30 minutes later, I'm eating this for kind of my dessert. And I'll probably eat, I might not eat again today because I'm just not feeling super hungry. But if I do, it'll be something small. It'll maybe be some greens with, you know, maybe some fat and just something small. It'll be like a small kind of mini meal. I'm telling you, stuff is bomb. So when your palate changes and you can replace those sweet cravings for fatty cravings, life-changing. So we'll check in back before the end of the day to make sure I don't eat again. I'll let you know if I do. But if not, first meal of the day, 20 or so hour fast. I'm not even hungry right now. But in fact, I might save this one for later because now that I've been recording, I've been eating slower. So I'm not even hungry. And that's the beauty. That's the beautiful thing about fasting. It's the beautiful thing about eating low carb. You literally control your hormones and they don't control you.